right, we got the 1007 spoilers, and there's so much craziness happening in this chapter. So, like, first of all, we're getting an update on Zoro and Lucci, believe it or not. We're finally getting a confrontation between Luffy and Saturn. We're also getting a confrontation between Kizaru and Sanji. But the most important thing is that the Blackbeard pirates have finally showed up to Egghead. Yeah, I know, we've been talking about this for a while now, but it's actually happening in this chapter. And we're going to be talking about all of that. So the previous chapter ended with Dory and Bragi of the giant pirates showing up to Egghead, destroying marine battleships and saying that they were there for Luffy. Not only was it just Dory and Bragi that showed up, but it was also Kashi and Oimo, the giants from Eni's lobby. Of course, like I talked about before, we're for sure going to be going to Elbaf after Egghead, at least in my opinion. So, you know, round up all the giants. Usopp saw the giant pirates and was surprised that they came. Usopp's kind of important because he has been hyped on the giants since Little Garden, and we're all hoping that, you know, Elbaf is going to be Usopp's arc. Jinbei is still on his way to stop the fight between Zoro and Lucci. So yeah, still not there yet, but I guess he'll get there eventually. But Zoro is still fighting Lucci. It appears in one page clashing and talking. So that's it. I mean, it's better than nothing. They've been fighting off panel for like the last 5 chapters. I don't know. It's been a while, right? And I don't think this means Zoro is weak or whatever. It's just, I guess, Oda giving them something to do. So I guess they're not involved in the main sequence that's going on right now. Not really sure. But at this point, it doesn't seem like there will be a definitive ending to this fight, because once Jinbei shows up, it's obviously game over. There's no way that Lucci can take Zoro and Jinbei, let alone Zoro by himself. Luffy asks Bonney why she's crying, and she says to Luffy that she was looking for Nika for a long time. And Luffy replies, why? I was near you the whole time. Luffy says that he saw Bonney's attack and it was weak, referring to when she had punched Saturn and it just like bounced off of him. And then he told her that he will show her what the real attack looks like, and boom! Punch Saturn a lot of time in his face using a new move called Dawn Gatling. So yeah, this is the big moment between Luffy and Saturn. Luffy finally punching Saturn, hitting him with a new named attack, Dawn Gatling, which I guess is like the highest version of the Gomu Gomu Gatling at this point. It's freaking called Dawn, which we assume the D, you know, middle initial D period stands for Dawn. So this is like the ultimate Nika attack, anything with Dawn in its title. Soon we're gonna see like Dawn Gun, you know, things like that. But Saturn just getting wrecked once again here. And I mean, it is Luffy, but you know, we'll get back to Saturn because we are gonna get an update on him. He is not like knocked out by this, but he is like knocked away. Then Kizaru comes and wants to kill Bonney and Vegapunk. Yeah, I guess Vegapunk's still alive. Then Sanji blocks his attack while Frankie and Kizaru are shocked that he blocked a laser attack. Then Sanji saying love is stronger than light or something like that. So Sanji stocks back up again. Sanji straight up blocking Kizaru's attack here. An attack that was meant to kill. Pretty impressive. I would love to see Sanji do something more here against Kizaru. Like, just let them have like a full-blown fight. But considering that we are at the end of the arc here, I guess it's asking a little too much. I do think Sanji is probably strong enough to fight against Kizaru by himself here. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna beat him, but he can at least like fight him on his own, you know, like where he has like somewhat of a chance to put up a fight. Saturn was thrown away by Luffy's punch, and where Saturn landed, he saw Blackbeard pirates, Katarina Devon, and Van Augur. And they talked to each other about Teach and his goal and his special lineage, which Saturn knew about already. All right, whoa, a lot to unpack here. So the Blackbeard pirates are here. I mean, we knew that they were coming to Egghead. We saw their ship headed there, but they just never did anything after that. And I was speculating at least that it was probably going to be Katarina Devon and Lafitte, because those were the only two like unaccounted for when we were seeing the Blackbeard pirates throughout this arc. But Van Augur is kind of a wild card because he was already already doing stuff with the other Blackbeard pirates. I mean, he's been around. Like, he was even at Whole Cake when they took Pudding. But this is understandable because he has the teleportation fruit, or the warp fruit, I think is what it's called, where he could just straight up teleport from location to location. He's kind of like Kuma's fruit, to be honest. But I don't think it's as broken and nonsensical the way that Kuma's fruit is. So them talking to Teach about his goal, which I guess is to make Hachinosu its own country so that he can join the world government, right? That's the latest goal that he's talked about. And his special lineage, which Saturn already knew about. Guys, I think that means what we've been speculating about for a little bit now. Because if you've been following my coverage of One Piece, you know that I have been speculating about Blackbeard being a buccaneer, the same way that Kuma is. And what do I have to base off of that? Well, they kind of like have similar bodies, similar hair, similar aesthetics overall, I suppose, kind of, more or less. And the fact that, you know, Marco said that Teach has like a weird body or a special body or something, and that's how he was able to have, or possibly able to have, multiple devil fruits. And also, I just think it would be really cool if he was a buccaneer, because it's subtly implied that Joy Boy may have been a buccaneer as well. And if Joy Boy was a buccaneer, and, you know, Teach, Marshall D Teach, is a buccaneer, then he can kind of like throw that in everybody's faces, especially Luffy's face. Like, hey, I'm a buccaneer the way that Joy Boy was, and you're not even that. You're just like a regular human. You just ate the Nika fruit. So if anybody has a right to the One Piece, which is Joy Boy's treasure, it's me, somebody who comes from his freaking bloodline. So I'm the one that should bring the dawn in my own way, my own anti-villain type of way. I don't need to be a baby-faced, pure good superhero the way that you are, Luffy. But anyway, Saturn wanted to attack them, but Van Augur used his fruit to move away and went back and said their mission is complete. Katarina Devon touched Saturn before saying the mission was complete. Now she can copy his appearance using her devil fruit. So that is insane. I guess that's partly what they came to do at Egghead. I mean, they could have done more stuff, I suppose. Like, I don't know, took those researchers who were leaving the island, or stole some of Vegapunk's technology, or got some kind of devil fruit. I don't know. You know, it remains to be seen, but at least Katarina Devon could copy Saturn's appearance, because Katarina Devon has the mythical Zoan Ninetails Fox fruit, which allows her to like replicate anybody's appearance. Not just like his base, but I guess also like the way that he looks in his Zoan form as well. And what can she really do with this? Well, I guess with Van Augur's ability, they can get to Mary Joie before he can, right? And then he could just go back to the Gorosei and be like, hey, everybody, let's make Hachinosu a new country and let them join the world government or something. I mean, that's the only real thing that they could do at this point, because unless they kill Saturn here, which the spoilers say that they're not, they're kind of just leaving him, he could just go there and be like, nah, that's all cap, yo, that didn't happen. I mean, he could also do that through a transponder snail as well. So really curious to see where this goes, but obviously they're going to impersonate Saturn and try to use that to their advantage. At the final page, Caribou comes asking them to take him with them because he admires Blackbeard and his dream is to be in his crew and wants to meet him in person. Oh, okay, so we've also been talking about this. We thought that there was a really good chance that Caribou was a part of the Blackbeard Pirates and that he was like spying for him, but I guess he wasn't, because he's saying that he admires him and wants to be in his crew, which implies that he isn't already in it. So who was he talking about all those other times when he was saying he would really like this? I guess he was talking about Blackbeard, but in the sense that that would be a good bargaining chip to get into his pirate crew. And what would he give him? Well, information about the ancient weapons, because he knows that Pluton is in Wano and he knows that Shirahoshi is Poseidon because Caribou has like been with the Straw Hats for like most of the time skip at this point. So very valuable guy. He also has the Swamp Logia, which is like a really good fruit actually. So this is how Blackbeard finds out this stuff, and I think this will lead to Blackbeard getting Pluton because he's gonna, you know, invade Wano and just take it. That would be really cool. But let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments, guys, and if you liked it, please give it a like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next